You know, the dystopic cyberpunk future of 2016 has been super weird for a lot of reasons, one of which includes the continued mainstream success of Minecraft. You got merchandising, you got conventions, you got this entire industry of Minecraft YouTubers, you got action figures about Minecraft YouTubers, comic books about Minecraft YouTubers, and I want an action figure. We've gone full circle. It's a snake eating itself. We've reached a point where Minecraft Legos are a thing that actually exists. There's a whole shelf of them at Target.
Well, there it is. Humanity has nothing left to invent.
So here we have Minecraft Story Mode, a collaboration between Mojang and Telltale Games that might be the single strangest game I've ever played. It's definitely the weirdest press copy request I've made. It's something that seems so far out of my demographic, but is it really? Either way, I knew it was going to be fun to talk about. The whole game is this beautifully absurd contradiction. The very name of the game is a joke. It's a story mode for a game with no story, thus it is a separate game entirely. It's presumably for kids since the kids love Minecraft, but how many kids are going to be fans of Telltale's lineup of M-rated gore-soaked adult franchises? That's where I came in and where I got interested. I like Telltale, I like Minecraft, so I was willing to give Telltale the benefit of the doubt, but I guess I was too naive. In actuality, it's a cash grab, another piece of merchandise aiming to capitalize on the Minecraft brand, even though in execution it seems to be using more from the Telltale brand. But like most Telltale franchises of late, it starts off pretty strong with the first episode. A lighthearted attitude and a steady sense of humor carry through a literal roller coaster ride of an adventure. It's a vibe that makes a lot of sense for a Minecraft branded narrative, that of the dark and self-aware contemporary Cartoon Network series. Jesse lives in a cool treehouse with a mute sidekick and two friends, one of whom is even a John DiMaggio-type scoundrel. Their first conflict has little stakes, their personalities are written to bounce off each other, and the humor seems self-aware of just how gratuitous its own concept is. So I think episode 1 starts things off fairly strongly. It hits the same notes as that snarky contemporary Cartoon Network series does, except they do take some light liberties with the language.
Lucas! Holy crap! What the hell is all this stuff? Oh, and some string from a spider that I fought. String?
And then episode 2 happens. Suddenly things slow down. They slow way down and get more serious. Since the game's no longer joking about itself, it's easier to spot everything genuinely wrong with this concept. The high production values of the sound, voice, and camera work never really mesh well with Minecraft's blocky style. There are all these moments where the camera focuses on plot-critical objects, and you can't even tell what they're supposed to be. Faces and characters never really seem to be as expressive as they should. This is a case where the top-quality fan videos actually trump the work done by the pros here. Plus, the lighthearted tone of the first episode devolves into a brooding feeling of dread, something more akin to The Walking Dead after characters in our party get permanently pissy. Group infighting, apocalyptic stakes, deaths, and diseases wear down the brighter vibes of episode 1 really fast, to the point where jokes don't even come close to working and the writing just ends up mad-libbing the requisite lines into a formulaic Telltale plot. But the most egregious offenders are the elements that look like they would be oversights, but they're so easy to spot that they instead just look like moments where the developers didn't care. Like lines of dialogue getting cut out.
Oh, and some string from a spider that I fought. String? Sticks.
Or how some of the faces Z-fight into themselves. Or how for some reason the credits roll in episodes 1 and 2 didn't have music for me. Most notably, though, were the QTEs that have no failure animations. Our hero can make these action stunts look easy with no input from the player, not because he's such a cool dude badass, but rather Telltale didn't want to animate a lot of player deaths. Which does happen a lot, but only for an unpredictable sprinkling of these QTEs. The game's really easy, stupidly easy, which I assume was done because it was made for kids.
And that's something that's just patronizing. It causes me all sorts of grief. I remember when I was a kid, one of the most infuriating things about being a kid was how often you're being patronized to. What makes this extra patronizing is that they're dumbing down and easying up on Minecraft, and Minecraft is already really complicated to start with. you gotta install Java for Minecraft. You gotta go through this long process of finding redstone and making paper just to know where you are on the map in Minecraft. You gotta direct IP connect to servers for Minecraft. There's no server browser. You gotta do the port forwarding yourself, and getting genuinely good at Minecraft by building genuinely impressive structures requires this very logical, methodical process that is somewhat similar to real actual engineering. I actually have a friend at Georgia Tech who works with their summer camps where they teach kids how to code by making Minecraft mods, and my point is that it's a really, really complicated game on top of having these wild capabilities as a learning tool that have unleashed its potential as edutainment. And time again, you see these examples like Minecraft where something becomes a huge hit with the kids not because it's easy or dumbed down or accessible, but because it's just good in the first place. There's merit to media that doesn't patronize kids but rather respects them, and Minecraft is this game, it's this creative tool, it's kind of a software toy that gives a huge amount of respect to players, so it totally makes sense to me that the kids love it so much. I mean, sure, you can talk all the shit you want about kids these days, but at least they're into stuff like Minecraft and not, like, Aaron Carter.
The inherent contradiction of Minecraft Story Mode extends beyond its name. It digs deep into the core of the experience. It's the awkwardness of playing a linear narrative experience about the limitless creative construction set that is Minecraft. It's about how the building and crafting sections here are just glorified QTEs. They could have made some clever minigames out of them, or gotten wild and tried a more modular and non-linear gameplay style to better represent the non-linear nature of its source material. The real problem here is that the one thing Minecraft Story Mode is good at is just making you want to play the real thing. Because a few hours being invested in good old survival Minecraft will probably tell you a more interesting story. So after being reminded that I never got to play around with how Endermen work, I decided to start up a server with some friends and we had a blast. It was a grand old time. We made a sky bridge, and a moat, and a portal to hell. And then the next day I played the next episode of Minecraft Story Mode and nearly fell asleep at the keyboard. The contradiction of it all runs through the plot of the episodes as well, which reminds me why I liked the first episode way more than the others. For the first half of episode 1, you have a little plot arc about something that makes a lot of sense. A building contest. Our characters have to build something bigger, better, and cooler than their rivals, and they make jokes while they do it. Of course, the technicalities of a building contest existing in a world purely built for building is totally redundant, but as far as connecting to the Minecraft-adoring YouTube-addled 10 to 12-year-old viewer, building something cool with friends is an experience that's relatable. That's kind of what Minecraft is about, really. But no, it's about following the magical amulet of the Order of the Stone to reunite a fellowship of heroes to fight an ancient evil that awakens. They could have gone somewhere original with this, and I was totally willing to give it a shot because of what a crazy idea it was. But they played it safe. They did it by the book and made a regular old Telltale game with the regular old save the world story, but with more easily animated characters to get their money's worth. But believe it or not, despite that, this isn't your usual 5-episode Telltale series. What feels like the first arc actually ends at episode 4, with 5, 6, and now 7 relating to an entirely new plotline. They're not done grabbing this cash yet. There's still money to be made.
I wonder how long they're gonna try to keep this up. I really keep playing these Telltale games because I keep hoping that the next one's gonna be Season 1 of The Walking Dead again, and while Season 2 and The Wolf Among Us were good, they definitely weren't that. And people say that Tales from the Borderlands is good, but I've never really bothered to give that one a shot since I don't like Borderlands. They're coming out with a Telltale Batman game, and I wouldn't be surprised if on some level that one turns out to be just as weird as this one. I don't doubt that there will be some kind of fun detective story running between the episodes, but how are they going to keep it interesting for the minute-by-minute QTE dialogue choice stuff? How are you going to be able to act out as a player when you're playing as a character with such established rules as Batman? I don't know, I think I'm just feeling some kind of Telltale burnout here. I really just want to play Season 1 of The Walking Dead for the first time again, and it almost seems like that's what they want too, considering how similarly their take on Minecraft of all things plays out. But since The Walking Dead, their top 2 writers have left to form Campo Santo and make Firewatch, and back when they were making Walking Dead, they were just doing that one project for the whole year, and nowadays they're juggling all these multiple franchises at once, and that seems to be working out well enough for them. They're making products that are good enough on franchises that sell well, but it seems like the rest of us who want something truly excellent out of Telltale again are just left feeling kinda high and dry.
Let's see, I've got some flint and steel, a sword, oh, and some string from a spider that I fought.